What's up, everybody? It's your boy T Fields here, aka Thug Geek, here with the Fonz, aka the Fonz Really, episode
Hi.
9 of BlerdSoup, y'all. We got some more stuff to feature, so we about to jump right in, have a great time, and sit back and enjoy it. What we got for today, Miss?
We have a giant dose of soup. I have a lot to talk about.
And speaking of
But
soup, y'all, I'm recovering from a cold, so if I sound different, it's because I am recovering. Not from COVID. I had that shit back in March of last year, so I'm good on that. But this is just a regular head cold, so that's what I got.
yeah. So I hope you get better. So speaking of things that are cold and ice cold, so the coldest thing that I saw this week was the second episode of What If from Marvel Studios
Yes.
and Disney Plus. It was the What If T'Challa became Star Lord
Yes.
episode. T'Challa was abducted from the outskirts of the Wakandan barrier, and instead of Peter Quill, he became Star Lord and became a good guy and helped a lot of people become good instead of having like bad guys and like bad things happen. And it was the perfect send off so far to Chadwick because it really showed his voice acting, it showed his range,
Mm-hmm.
it showed how much he loved the character. And the thing is that this will not be the last time or the first time that we will see Chadwick Boseman in What If. He is set to appear as T'Challa in 3 more episodes, I do believe. So we will get to hear his voice 3 more times, and then I actually haven't seen his last movie performance, Maz Rainey's Black Bottom, but like I
Yeah.
just really I just it just makes me the what if episode made me realize how much I actually miss like Chadwick Boseman just like being around, because like even though like you don't really know like celebrities and like people, sometimes you like you obviously like their performances and like the things they play in and like the arts they make. So obviously like once they're gone, like that's gone. And I just think that like people like always like talk down about celebrity culture, but like without celebrity culture, like we wouldn't really have like a mainstream like art or like movie like scene that people can like collectively like come together and like talk about.
That is definitely true. But like from what I've seen, like for me, I watched the episode 3 times already. Like it was so good because I mean, I'm not gonna sit here. We can talk spoilers. So that's what we do over here. And it's just like the way they did. And okay, so I like how they did T'Challa because it's still T'Challa. At the end of the day, it's still that character. But it's like he did the more Robin Hood route, which makes more sense with T'Challa. Like he would want to be like, I come from wealth. I want to make sure everybody else got wealth. Like that was the dope about what he did. But the fact is that I love the most was the underlying thing that he actually sat down and talked to Thanos and talked Thanos out of doing his plan. A lot of people probably missed that. I got that right from the jump, and like people joked about it. Even Thanos joked about it too. Like the people who cracked him. But I'm like, this dude actually stopped the snap from happening. He's like, yeah, this
Yeah.
genocide, but he's like, yeah, I know, but it's cool. He's like, he's good at it. And then I like the way they did Nebula. Nebula made more sense to the bring in Gamora. I love the
Mm-hmm.
Drax part and everything too. So yeah, it was great.
The detective heist switcheroo plot twist towards the end, I really enjoyed that. So there's a lot
Yes.
of tribute to Chadwick Boseman, I think, and Black Panther this week, because not only did this What If episode come out, but the Marvel's Avengers video game by Capcom came out with its free for all War for Wakanda DLC, and Kotaku is reviewing that it is the best Marvel's Avengers DLC to come out yet. And the people I know who are playing it, and from what I've seen on video game Twitter, it's not disappointing either. And the lore is very good.
Mm.
The voice actor is not Chadwick Boseman. I'm not entirely sure what his name is, and I don't want to get his name wrong, so I'm not going to say the wrong name or say the name that I think it is because I don't want to get it wrong. And I just, you know, in a next Friday, a week from this Friday, it's going to be 1 year since he passed
Yep.
away. And so I kind of think that it's been really nice to have like all of this come together. So I wonder if T'Challa is going to be in the next episode
Mm-hmm.
next week for Marvel's What If to kind of commemorate that as well. Because there was a title card at the end of this episode's What If that's dedicated to him. That the episode was dedicated
Yeah,
to him as well.
and that was fantastic. Like, I literally have no complaints about the episode. Everything they did was fantastic. I like the characters they brought on for, like even the team they had. Like, it was freaking hilarious.
And they brought back a lot of original voice actors.
Yes.
They brought back a lot of original voice actors.
I was shocked about Josh Brolin. I was like, Josh Brolin's playing Thanos again? I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I even like how they did the mall, like how they did, like everything they did made sense.
I wonder if Chadwick was aware of how severe his condition was and recorded these previously before he passed away, knowing that they would be doing this and having this series, and then everyone else decided to get on board. You know what I mean?
True. Because yeah, he went hard. Because now I realize that's the reason why he was doing all those movies. Like, he went hard.
Yeah. Like, when you realize like how much he was putting out
right
in such a short amount of time,
mm-hmm.
I just like it just kind of it just makes me like kind of put on my tinfoil hat and make me go like, this isn't something that, you know, just like snuck up on him. Like, this is something that's been like happening for a while, and he couldn't stop it. You know what I mean?
He, like, it was one of those situations where he's like, yo, I know I'm going out the door, so let's have a rock. And I like stuff like that. I think that's fantastic. Because like, when you know you about to go, run it. You have nothing else. What are you gonna lose? It's already over.
Yeah.
So it's awesome to get blessed. I'm a villain, but it's awesome to be blessed with this stuff. Like, it sucks that we're not gonna see him in Black Panther 2, but for everything that he's doing right now, I mean he's immortalized in film. Now he's immortalized in animation.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you're good. We're happy. Thank you.
And the animation, I just can't get over the animation for What If. It's fantastic. It's very comic book like. It's a very, even though it's 2-dimensional, they use a lot of light and dark shade to make it more 3-dimensional, and I love that because it works. And it just kind of looks like a pop-out comic book, and
because the animation actually looks like it's a movie that came out years ago. It's called Scanner Darkly, where it kind of looks like real people, but has that cartoon overshading. Like, that's what it looks like too, where they try to meet realism, but still has that comic book feel. Now, yes, I would love if they would have went the Spider-Man Morales part, like Miles Morales movie in the first, but that's just me. That's me being picky, but that took. I mean, they've been working on a movie for 4 years just to get where it was at. So.
Wow, you're picky. You're picky about your Marvel representations, but are you picky about your Pokemon?
Of course, I'm picky. You see Gengar in the back right here? That's my. Come on now, y'all. Like, I was there, Red versus Blue, almost failed my freaking freshman year because I was playing freaking Blue so much. My homie Blastoise, Hypno, like, come on, I got the squad. Original 1-5 over here. Say less. Go ahead.
Well, Pokemon had their video game showcase, Pokemon Presents, this week on Wednesday, and it was a half hour long, and they talked about a ton of stuff, including but not limited to the multiplayer online battle arena game. Pokemon Unite is coming to mobile September 22nd. So if you're a mobile gamer, this podcast is for you.
Right.
This podcast goes out to our mobile gamers today, just so everybody knows. But yes, it is coming to mobile. And if you play Pokemon Cafe Mix on your mobile or on your Nintendo Switch, that is going to be updated and revamped because everybody loves a rebrand.
Yep.
It's going to be Pokemon Cafe Remix. It's going to come with new puzzles and new puzzle elements. It's going to come with additional Pokemon, and your Pokemon can finally eat at the cafe. That's satisfying. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl.
Yes.
The remakes that everyone has been waiting for from the Sinnoh region is coming out November 19th. So, as of this week, you can not only, I do believe you can not only pre-order, but you can also just revel in the fact that it's only 3 months away.
Hey, I'm rubbing the fact that, Metroid is only 2 months away. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, it's so fun because you notice, and I've noticed that Nintendo has been doing a lot of Metroid trivia on their social media leading up to the Metroid Dread
Yep.
release. And just in case you don't know, Metro Dread is coming out on Nintendo Switch October 8th. Tim is very excited. I've never played Metroid, so I can't tell you whether or not I'm excited.
What? Oh my God! We gotta get you some Metroid. Like, but she's not for everybody. You gotta like those type of games. Like that's where I grew up on Metroidvania. I love Metroid. I love Castlevania. One of my
I'd give it a shot. I'll try any video game once, honestly. I actually did the open beta for Back 4 Blood.
Yes, sadly we didn't play with each other, which I'm kind of upset about. I played the whole freaking weekend before I got sick, but yeah, I was killing it. So what'd you think of it?
I actually really enjoyed it. I haven't had a chance to give my feedback yet, but I really like it. I really hope that there's going to be like a story mode where you can play like individually and play with.
So what they did was the campaign is going to be kind of like what they did with Titanfall, where it's an online campaign, like we play together with people.
But what if I don't want to play with other people? What if I just want to play by myself? Do I have to play with bots?
Yeah, you'll be playing with bots instead. So you're better off taking your chance with some real people. I like it because you have, like, I was kicking people out. I'm like, yo, you got a mic? You got a mic? Oh, you don't have a mic? You're booted. Like when I played that game.
The one time I got in a game, everybody had a mic but me, and I think they were trying to get a fourth person in, and it accidentally put me in with them. And before I left the room, like, because them having mics, like, gave me anxiety. Like, I couldn't even hear them. And then, like, in English, they were like, see, this is why I don't like cross-platform multiplayer. And it was just like, leave game. And I was like, I don't care why you don't like cross-platform multiplayer because I enjoy it. Like, I was literally playing with, like, strangers, like, in silence, and we were crushing it. You know what I mean?
See, that's lucky.
Yes!
That's dope. Yeah, I didn't have that same luck.
It took me a while to get like the mechanics of the game and figure out like how to navigate the maps and stuff, but I didn't really. I was doing pretty good in quick plays, and then I was playing with my cousin who is a teenager. He's a Gen Zer, but we were doing really good together in the campaign too. We got to like, I don't know. The hardest part for me was getting past like. It was like a pickup truck or like a tow truck, and you had to move it, and they just come from like all sides. And that's the thing is that all these zombies come from all sides, and you have to shoot at them. It's just so stressful because like I just feel like I have to like shoot in a circle all the time.
What guns were you using?
I was using shotguns, and then once I got like a machine gun, I was doing pretty good. And then I really like doing. I really like using sniper rifles because I like using archery and I like using stealth. So I figure sniper rifles are like a close second. Yeah. So I love murking like zombies from a distance. So I'm definitely gonna need to pre-order Back 4 Blood because.
Well, not unless you have Game Pass. If you have Game Pass, it's included.
Yeah, my cousin actually has Game Pass, and my aunt who like minimally plays video games. Like she has like a Wii, like a Nintendo Switch. Like she's a Nintendo kind of gal. Actually my aunt's probably like your age, maybe like a little bit older.
Oh my God! Thanks for putting me out there. The old gamer. My aunt's probably your age.
She's an original gamer just like you, though, is what I'm saying. Like, she was kind of, gaming, a little bit from the jump. So, her games are different, but I forgot where I was going with this.
My bad.
No, it's okay. The games that she plays and the games that my cousin plays are different. And, she likes using Game Pass because she says it beats like buying like a $60 game every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But I get Game Pass for my computer?
Yeah.
Oh,
And the thing is, like, it works in both ways. Like, for example, like Game Pass, once you get it, it works on both your Xbox 360, I mean your Xbox and your on your PC. And guess what? It's two different types of games with each one. Like they have the
that's
same main game, but then they have different games for each one. So like only these games will come out on the PC version, or these games will come out
oh
from the Xbox
wow,
version. It's so dope. Like
that
once
is pretty
again, I'm
dope.
not fanboying y'all. It's just that damn good.
It's just facts.
Yep.
Like if like parents are like praising it, like in my opinion, like it has to be good.
Heck, shit. Think about it. Think about it as a
Yeah.
parent. There's over 100 games to choose from that my kid I don't have to pay $60 for. That's
Yeah.
$6,000 I don't have to pay. I'll gladly pay your $16.08 a month.
Yeah.
Gladly. Speaking of which, I gotta finish this game on there because it's on Game Pass. Genesis, Darksiders Genesis. I gotta finish that because it's coming off Game Pass in literally 20. Yeah, less than 11 days. Jesus. August
That's
19th.
a
Wow,
while.
August is almost over. Wow.
August really is almost over.
Here comes my
August is
favorite.
almost August is almost over, but that's why like I'm like telling you guys about these Pokemon games because they're like something to like look forward to, you
Yeah, since
know?
everything else got pushed back to next year, so.
Yeah, so
So,
and
and I gotta
speaking
give
of
Nintendo
next
credit on
year.
that. We gotta give Nintendo credit. Like they still stayed on their ranks. We're like, yo,
Oh yeah.
we still got games coming out this year. Enjoy.
Yeah. So, speaking of next year, though, Pokemon Legends Arceus, the
Arceus.
first open world Pokemon game, will be coming to Nintendo Switch January 28th, 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really excited because it's definitely, it gives me a lot of RPG vibes.
Oh yeah, and that's
It
what I love.
gives,
That's the people I love about Pokemon. It's always been RPG. Well, this one gives you like
yes.
a more detailed RPG.
Yeah, like there's no skill tree, but like, you know, the fact that you have to collect Pokemon, you're basically it kind of puts you in your own Pokemon anime. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Like
and
you
I'm gonna destroy
have to
it.
do like you yeah, like you have to do what like the trainers that you see in the Pokemon world do,
Yep.
you know? So, and then the fact that like some Pokemon will run away from you and some Pokemon might approach you and some Pokemon might attack you. Like I enjoy that because it'll really show off like Pokemon's actual like personalities that way.
Right, and what's the whole point of looking at your Pokédex and getting these traits and you don't see them on the Pokemon? Like this is the first time we actually
Yeah.
see those traits happen.
Like
I can't wait to get my Gengar. That's the first thing I'm going for. I want my damn Gengar.
I've never actively been able to like distinguish like how like Pokemon's like natures in like the beginning games like Fire Red, like Leaf Green,
Mm-hmm.
Ruby, Sapphire. Like I never understood like how those incorporated into the game. So I'm hoping they'll incorporate natures into the game as well. And it takes place like that like it says like thousands like thousands of years like in the past. So like before like any of the like actual like Pokemon animes take place. And
So is there going to be
so
Poke Centers or not?
I imagine that there will be.
Is it going to be a Nurse Jenny or not? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
No, there's definitely not a Nurse Jenny. But the region is it's the Sinnoh region before it becomes the Sinnoh region, and it's called the Hisui region. And it has 4 different variations of confirmed Pokemon so far that have Hisuian variations. And it's a Weirdeer, which is an evolved form of Staunton.
Yeah.
The Hisuian Growlithe, which to me kind of looks like a Chinese food dog.
Yes, it does.
Braviary, which is a psychic normal type. And Basculegion, which is a masculine evolved form, and it's a water ghost Pokemon that.
I'm all about that.
Yeah, but like the thing is like it's said like they just so casually said during the showcase that Basculegion has like the souls of like its dead like schoolfish kin like inside of it. So like the more like fish in the school that pass away, like the more powerful it becomes. Like that wigs me out. Like it's just such a like it kind of reminds me of like the really creepy old like Pokédex like descriptions.
Right. I mean, Gengar is dead. Gengar is. I mean,
Yeah.
literally, he's dead. You have to trade a gas. You have to evolve Ghastly to 100 and trade 100, and he transforms. But it's like no matter what, he's still a dead Pokemon. All dead Pokemon become Ghastlies.
Yeah.
That sucks. So like you can't even as a Pokemon you can't die. You evolve like every Pokemon evolution is Ghastly. I mean, but Cubone still got it worse. Like Cubone is still the worst, saddest Pokemon. Like I'm wearing the skull of my dead mother.
Oh, definitely.
Like who wants to? And then you got the nerve to evolve this guy, where his skull, where it becomes more formed to his body, but it's still his dead mother.
Yeah, I think Pokemon is finally listening to. I think like Nintendo. Well, the thing about Pokemon Legends Arceus is that it's being made by Game Freak.
Yep.
So I think Game Freak is finally listening to the people and giving them what they want, in that they've wanted an open world Pokemon game like this. And I'm excited for it. I desperately need a Nintendo Switch.
So this is the thing though, which I haven't got an answer on yet. Is it multiplayer with other people?
I don't think so.
Because I want my damn Ash Brock adventure, you know?
The thing is that if it's multiplayer, it'll be multiplayer in the same sense as
Versus, and that's it.
No, I think it'd be more like it's going to be in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, which is there will be like a union room where you'll be able to trade and like battle with random people.
I want to be like, hey, Erica, ready? Let's go. You got like your Starmie, I got my Blastoise. Like, I want that. I want the whole damn... I want to be the very best, you know? Like, we got a crew whirling here. Like, you usually can't... Like, I want to be immersed in this shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want. Give me my true MMO Pokemon.
Well, a lot of people have modulated and emulated Pokemon MMORPGs before.
Yeah.
And I remember because I used to play one in college, literally called PokeMMO. And I don't know if it was the original or not, but a lot of people but from what I understand, like a lot of people had like created them.
Yep. But that's why I feel like Game Freak really hasn't listened, because they would have listened and they'd be like, guess what? It's an MMO, y'all. Have fun. It's a massive multiplayer. Join with your friends, link up in rooms, and go out in the world. Oh my god, that'd be so dope. Nope.
It kind of would be dope. But maybe they'd probably worry about like you guys like going after gyms together, and then you like double team the gym leader. And
but you know how dope that would be to have your own gym squad? Like, yo, we run this bitch.
Oh yeah, like you could be a gym leader.
Yes.
I'm surprised there's not a game where you become one, like a career simulation sort of.
Yeah.
Like, how does someone in the I've been saying Pokeverse, how does somebody in the Pokeverse, like, become a gym leader? Like, that's what I've always wanted to know. Man. Is it hereditary? Like, is it something that you train for and become? Because Ash wants to be a Pokemon master, and Brock wants to be a Pokemon breeder, and Misty's sisters were Pokemon gym leaders. And in the video game, Misty is the Pokemon gym leader of Cerulean City. So how do they become gym leaders? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what are they doing that makes them a gym that you have to defeat to keep going?
Exactly, because my gym would definitely be the Ghost Gym. Ghost Dark all day.
What are the business politics of
what licenses do I have to get? Like, what are the licensing issues?
Yeah.
Like, how do we make this happen for real?
That's what I'm saying.
But that is so true, because it's just like you just randomly popped. Like, well, that's interesting because if you actually play the games, like Giovanni, he had a gym, and he gave it to somebody else while he was being, Team Rocket shit.
But in the game, you can't.
Right.
In the game, you don't go until the very end. So
exactly.
It's like the last one. So how is Giovanni simultaneously involved in the Pokemon gym chain of command, but also leading the Kanto's biggest crime organization? You know what I mean? I was gonna say crime problem, but I'm sure they have a lot of crime problems in Kanto. Not like crime, but probably just a lot of like Pokemon incidents.
I mean, but then again, Team Rocket really wasn't bad, because listen to the motto: to protect the world from devastation
From devastation.
to unite all people within our nation. Does that sound like a bad guy to you?
No. To denounce the evils of truth and love.
Exactly.
The evils.
To expand our reach to the what? Stars motherfucking
Stars above.
Jesse. James.
James.
Oh, that shit's so hard. That shit's so hard.
I haven't watched Pokemon in so long.
Oh, I do. I watched XY because like Ash finally won the last season, but it's like it took him years. But it's like, yo, like he finally got there, dog. But yeah, like Team Rocket was never about evil. They're just trying to protect this nation, dog.
Well, then they became really obsessed with Pikachu. I don't really know how. I don't really recall how that started.
And this is my thing. Like this is what I never got about Team Rocket, y'all. Like y'all are obsessed with a Pikachu that can't talk, but you have the first Meowth that can speak fucking English and can translate.
Have you ever seen the episode with his backstory?
Yeah, it was sad as hell. It's still that worse than what happened with Gengar. Gengar's episode in the recent series, that hurt me. Because he got... How do you ghost a ghost Pokemon? You ghosted hey man, stay right here, you're bad luck. And Gengar literally waited outside for his trainer to come back and got ghosted. Like, that hurts.
Well, I mean, a Pokemon is, at the end of the day, still a Pokemon. Like, Pokemon get really attached to their trainers at the end of the day. Like, they really emphasize that, you know?
Yeah.
If you love, like, you know, no matter what happens, like, if you catch a Pokemon, it's always going to love you. Like, there's a sense of, like, unconditional love. It's like when people abuse animals. Like, you know, even if, you know, the animal's hurt, like, they still... Like, the animal will, like, still love that person, you know?
Right. It's a betrayal, man. It's a fucking betrayal.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with dogs.
It really is.
It hurts. Like, dogs is like, bro, I was here for you, man. Like, she left. I'm still here, dog. But, yeah. Like, don't just everybody, just don't ghost Pokemon. Like, show them some love. Show them some respect.
Don't ghost Pokemon.
But, yeah, that's super, super, super sad. Oh,
don't ghost Pokemon and don't ghost Okay, two things. Don't ghost Pokemon and don't troll streamers as a means of punishing someone.
Yeah.
In a game. And I'm going to tell you how these well, because these are two things you shouldn't do. That's how they correlate. But I'm going to tell you. So, the first place champion of the 2021 EVO Online Southeast Asia Championship, Kawano, and another Street Fighter V professional player, Joybin, were caught up in a Batsu game with a streamer who is not a professional video game player, Cappy Games. And a Batsu game is like this game in Japan where the Batsu refers to a punishment as well as something being incorrect.
Right.
So the idea is that if you lose, you have to do something that's unpleasant, like eat, like drink hot sauce, maybe eat mayonnaise. Maybe like saw off a little bit of skin off your toe. I don't know.
Yeah, that's too much.
But
Here at BSN, we don't promote violence or disgrace. Just throw that
out. No, don't do those things. Absolutely not. But Japanese comedians do these things on, like, Japanese TV for, like, laughs.
Yeah.
And, like, sometimes, like, people can really get hurt. And it can be, like, physically and, like, mentally, like, debilitating. And that is what happened with these three gamers. These two professional gamers and this one streamer who is not a professional gamer. And I'm going to keep emphasizing that because that's important. That two of them are professional gamers in Japan and one of them is not. So, our two professional gamers allegedly coerced Cappy Games to troll 3 different streamers on their chats as a means of participating in this Batsu punishment. Incorrect punishment, sort of. And so the one particular problem that people are having with it is that Cappy Games asked a female streamer if she had a boyfriend and if she liked guys who played fighting games, to which the first place winner of the EVO 2021 Southeast Asia Championship said, "Oh shit, haha," like instigating it, like egging it on. So that's a problem, right? It's a problem because in Japan, you have to have a license to be a professional video gamer. To be a professional esports player or a professional gamer, you have to have a license in Japan.
Show me the stats.
Just like you would if you were a lawyer and you have to pass the bar. You have to have a license to be a video gamer in Japan. So how does it look that two professional Japanese gamers are egging on the sexual harassment of a female streamer by another streamer? A person who has way more to financially lose than the professional streamers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It looks terrible in Japan, obviously. So, Cappy Games felt incredibly bad, so they released a formal apology in Japan. And formal apologies in Japan on the internet are a big deal. Like, it's something that has to be, like, acknowledged in, like, a post, like a digital posting. And so, Cappy Games did that and said, because of a Batsu game, I had to bother others. It's my fault for not declining. I'm truly sorry. He does not have another job, so he's at risk for income. To be honest, the money I get is important. So he came clean about it. So, you know, he did something crappy. He, you know, owned up to it. But the professional gamers didn't make any formal apologies until several days later. They were actually publicly silent. And then they tried to DM the streamer and say sorry and not submit a formal apology at all.
Wow.
Like, not the champion.
Right.
I don't want to say the lower I don't want to say the lower ranked. I don't want to, when I say this, I don't want to say like the lower ranked professional gamer, but I don't know how else to say it because the articles that I read about the situation describe him that way, even though he is a professional gamer. But Joybin said, regarding what Cappy Games wrote, I'm sorry. And that was supposed to be his apology. And that was in a DM. It wasn't even formal.
Wow. I'm going to see you something in your DMs. My bad.
Yeah. And so the female streamer asked him if he knew how to write a formal apology. And they're public figures too, so doing it in the DMs is not how they should be doing it. Kawano, the champion, who won the EVO tournament, the EVO online tournament this year in East Asia, he actually he did submit a formal apology, but it wasn't until a couple days later. He said he had reflected deeply on his actions and he was going to be more responsible for his behavior. Both of them were reprimanded by their gaming brands, but Yoshimoto Gaming, who represents Joybin, the lesser ranked gamer, he actually got fired.
I like that.
Kawanu was reprimanded by his Good 8 squad, and they reminded all team members to be aware of how they conduct themselves as professional players. So I'm bringing this up because recently in a Facebook group, Black Esports Network was critiqued for not allowing the N-word during their video game tournaments. And so I just want people to understand that, like, even though we are gamers and we are blerds, that there is a level of professionalism for us to maintain. And even though like we don't have licenses to be professional gamers and we're not out here like winning random tournaments, you know, left and right, we are a part of the industry.
Exactly.
Um it's like, and so I wonder if maybe if you know, things like this are happening in the United States like on a regular basis to streamers. You know, they're getting harassed, like hate raids are still going on Twitch as we
Yep.
speak. It's the second week in a row that we're having a podcast and I'm mentioning this just to lay that out there. And you know, this is the
Right.
second week in a row that hate raids have been occurring. BESNTV has not been hit with a hate raid. If we do, we will make a statement and address it accordingly.
Exactly.
But these are things that are going on. And so I wonder if a level of general professionalism among professional players can be maintained like that in the United States. Or I'm not familiar with the culture in Japan, but like, are the cultures maybe too different for something like that to occur? Like how we view working and I think how other countries view working is obviously different.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, that's universal. But at the same time, it's just like, who's really at fault here? Because did she volunteer for this?
Mm-hmm.
So like,
she didn't volunteer for this though. She was just streaming and minding her own business.
and then
you
people just came and started hating.
Yes, they started, they started like doing this,
See,
like
that's
harassing
uncalled
her.
for. That's like you're
Yeah.
sitting there. It's like being at lunch. Let's say like you're at work and you're being at lunch, mind your business, and then the three motherfuckers just sit right next to you, and you're like, "What the hell?" And they start cracking on you. Like, "What the hell? I'm trying to eat my lunch."
Like, what you doing? And
Right.
You're, like having lunch, and you're like, it's like when I don't know. It's the equivalent to like when you're a woman and you're walking down the street and like
the cat call.
You walk past a group of guys and they're like, "Oh, hey, what's your name? Like, where you going? You got a boyfriend?" Like, it's like that, but like
See, I was a little more 1920s with the whistle with the like there, like look at like that's woo. That's uncalled for, people. That's not professional. Yeah, see, get over there. Say hello there. Don't come to me, babe. Right. Come to me, babe. I'll show you the world. Yeah.
I do want to say that, like, I just want to make like the statement right now that we do not allow the N-word in our tournament spaces because depending on the game that is being played for the tournament, we have a variety of ages playing in our video game tournaments. Yep. Sometimes the games are rated E for everyone. Sometimes the games are rated M for mature, so only 17 plus can participate.
Exactly.
Like a variety of people of different ages and people of different backgrounds play our game. And so we do not want to foster an environment where we tolerate that behavior around people who may be younger. Because even if young folks aren't participating in our tournaments, we might be streaming them somewhere on the platform and they could be watching.
Exactly.
That's not
cool, y'all. That's not cool.
That's not something we want them to hear.
It's not a good look, y'all.
Like, it's not a word I even use in my own streams.
Exactly.
No.
Especially because our goal is to make it sure like it's professional as possible. Like we want you in this industry, so we want you in this industry with bad habits.
Yes.
Like any dog is almost fit. Like, don't get me wrong, everybody's got their own conversation how they talk, and I understand that. But we don't want no non-professional N-bombs, and I mean, it's just no N-bombs, y'all. Shoot, no N-bombs. It's a horrible word. It's disgusting.
Yes.
I mean, we already got kids that was calling you that playing Xbox Live back in the day. We're not gonna promote that. So yeah, if you're in a tournament, you dropped an N-bomb, guess what? I'll immediately disqualify. I don't play that.
Yeah.
I mean, outside online, feel free to do whatever you want, but when you in this realm, we don't play that shit.
No, I agree. Yeah, I wanted to.
No inbounds for you.
No. Yes, but just because you can't say that word doesn't mean you shouldn't participate in our video game tournaments. Our summer game series takes place every Monday and Wednesday throughout the week. Every Monday, we have our Monday Night Smash tournament, where if you have a Nintendo Switch and a Switch account, then you can definitely sign up for our Switch tournament and play for a chance to win prizes by HyperX and then go all the way to the finals for the cash bonus from Red Bull Gaming. And on Wednesdays, we have our Beatdown tournament, which is our rotating fighting game tournament. It's Tim's favorite tournament.
Yes, it is. Guilty Gear Strive, y'all. Come get some of this money.
Yes, Guilty Gear Strive is the name of the game. So if you like to play that, definitely sign up for our video game tournaments. You can sign up on our website, BESN.TV, or at the link on our Instagram page where you can follow us at BESNTV. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Facebook, BESNTV. You can also follow us on LinkedIn if you are watching this professionally and are trying to connect with us. That would be great. And you can also follow us on Twitch, where you can watch me stream 4 times a week, BESNTV with the number 1, because we are your number 1 Black esports network.
Dang right. That's what we do. Got a lot of stuff we're working on too, y'all. We're finished. We're working on our platform. So right now you see our current site, which is going to be changing here very shortly, because we're finishing up our platform site for streaming right on our platform, y'all. Like we have a lot of different cool stuff going there, and making money on our site as well too. Monetization will be done. So, and that's part of our deal working with Amazon AWS. So we're super excited with that. And also we got some more goodies we'll be announcing too. So, like right now we're just taking a breather, taking everything on point. But yeah, 2022 is going to be skyrocketing in BSN, y'all. So thanks for everybody that's coming with us, joining us, making it sure happen. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming on. But back to the pod, back to the soup. Delicious soup.
Do you remember TSM and how popular they were during League of Legends?
It had the run.
They had the run. They did have the run, and they're not even participating in the Worlds this year because TSM wants to dominate mobile esports globally now. TSM.
Mobile esports is where it's at, y'all.
See, you say that, but until I researched this, until I looked this up for the topic of the podcast, I had no idea that mobile esports were a thing.
Yeah.
But TSM is really looking to expand offices in Asia, Europe, and South America. Mm-hmm. And they are really, really having their eyeballs and their feet and toes in the India and Brazil markets, because that is where mobile gaming is actually skyrocketing.
Interesting. I like that a lot. See, for me, outside you have Hero to Stone and you have Clash of Clans and stuff like that. Like, I've seen a lot of mobile tournaments happen at DreamHack. DreamHack actually sponsored a lot of the big mobile tournaments down there. Wow. But like, I figured it was going to grow a lot bigger because Magic the Gathering Arena is now on mobile, and I played a shot of Magic. Like, y'all can challenge me anytime. Thug Geek 05597. Like, I'm here. Like, come get some of this. Come get some of this ass whooping. I love Magic, so it's actually pretty cool that mobile is actually growing. Which is, I'm like, that kind of makes sense. But what shocked me was this list that you have of the top 10 mobile games. That's what shocked me the most.
So, esportsbetting.pro has the top 10 mobile esports games, and actually, I only have a 9, but number 9 is Clash of Clans.
Yep.
Number 8 is Call of Duty Mobile. Number 7 is Magic the Gathering. Number 6, Brawl Stars. BRAWL Stars. Clash Royale.
Yep, Clash.
Number 4, King of Glory. Number 3, Mobile Legends Bang Bang. I love that. Bang Bang.
Mm-hmm.
Garena Free Fire, which TSM actually has signed on teams for and has a roster for in Brazil and in India now. And PUBG Mobile, which actually had to go through like a renaming and a republishing after there were data privacy concerns in India with the original PUBG. So now it's called under the name Battlegrounds Mobile India.
that still blows my mind that people still play PUBG Mobile. Like, that's still, like, when you told me that earlier, I'm like, what?
And for it
PUBG?
to be number one, that means tons of people are still playing
Yeah,
it. If not tons of people are still playing it, tons of people are putting money on it.
exactly.
Tons of people are watching it. Tons of people are making PUBG Mobile like an esport, you know, the top mobile esport.
I'm like, I'm like, really? Like, it overtook Fortnite? Because I mean, because it's like opposite when it comes to console and PC. But to see like Fortnite's not even mentioned on the list at all. It's not even a breather.
No.
It's not even.
I didn't even realize Fortnite was a mobile game.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then again, they had an issue last year with Apple, so like that could explain a lot too. But
Epic Games and Apple, I do not know if they have settled their lawsuit or not.
I definitely think they have.
That would be something I'll have to research that'll be something I'll have to research for episode 10, and I will make note for that.
That's crazy. Next week will be on episode 10. BS episode 10. Whew.
Yeah. We've served up a lot of soup in the last 9 weeks. And I I have to know.
Please.
Tell me what's your favorite soup?
Like, in real life?
Yes. Yes, in real life.
So it's gotta depend. Honestly, it's all mood. I can go for ramen any day. I mean, I can go for ramen any day, but like lately, I've been an udon. I guess because I'm getting older, I've been an udon guy now. Like, I love udon, but like I love a good Italian wedding. I love a good beef stew, like especially like Chinese beef stew. Like, that's like, woo, that's a whole other world. Yeah, a lot of people when think of beef stew, they think of, you know, the American version, but no, the Chinese style beef stew is fucking, that shit is woo. Especially because after getting over this cold too, like people go to the old school, oh, the chicken noodle soup. No, I go to ramen. Ramen is my healer.
Yeah.
Spicy ramen, like super spicy, plus with fish balls and like shrimp ball. Like I mean, I'm Asian, so I got to mix up stuff. So yeah, eat that and pass out. I mean, the broth like it clears the nose up, breaks everything in. You know, woo.
My favorite soup is cream of potato. But I honestly will eat any soup you put in front of me. Like, if somebody goes, I made soup, I'm literally not going to say no.
Yeah, I mean, who turns down soup? Like, I love a good lobster bisque. I love lobster bisque. Lobster bisque is fantastic.
I love lobster bisque.
I love a good chowder. I love a good, especially being in Boston and Seattle. Like, oh my god. Yeah. Like even in Seattle, it was the first time I had red chowder. I never knew about red chowder.
Yeah.
I'm like, red chowder? Like, explain. They're like, yeah, it's tomato based. I'm like, okay, that sounds interesting. And it was pretty good, but it wasn't no regular chowder. But what else? I mean, what else soups do you like?
I like broccoli cheddar.
Yeah, broccoli cheddar. Good.
But the thing about the broccoli cheddar, though, is that the broccoli pieces, like, I don't want them to be small. You know what I mean?
Right, you want broccoli in that bitch.
Yes, like I don't want like broccoli bits. I want broccoli in my broccoli cheddar.
No, now do you like the crusted cheddar on top though? Because I know a lot of people don't like it when they have the crusted cheddar cheese on top.
No, I could do it both ways, with or without like crusted cheddar. But sometimes, you can always do like a different cheese that like pairs. Like if you like. Let's say that you make a broccoli cheddar and you just use like a mild cheddar for like inside like your soup broth. You could do like an extra sharp on top.
Yeah.
So that's what I really like when people do. And that's usually what I prefer is that if you use using like a more mild cheese, like a mild cheddar in your soup broth and then doing like a entirely different cheese, like cheddar family cheese on top.
What about French onion soup?
I love French onion soup. I don't eat it very much. I need a lot of bread for French onion soup because I think I always think French onion soup is going to be a thick soup, and it's not.
No. It's a watery soup.
Yes.
It's a watery soup with a big ass crouton in it.
I always feel like I need like a ton of bread because like I hate croutons. And so I'm always like, can I get like some dinner rolls or something? Like, yeah, bread loaf back there.
Hey, I see that sourdough. Speaking of which, so what's your favorite type of bread to go with the soups?
I really like I like ciabatta bread.
ciabatta.
or focaccia. Well, I like focaccia bread, but usually I get just like regular, just like baguette or like French bread
Yeah.
because I just find it more dippable. But I mean, I love all kinds of bread. If it's soft and flaky and I can pull it apart, like I'll do it. I'll eat it.
See, I've been on this keto diet, and
Ooh.
so yeah, I haven't. Like it's weird. So being on the keto diet, like I mean, you zero carbs, like you eliminate carbs like crazy.
Right.
And I swear to God, like, am I pregnant or something? Because I be feeding for like bologna sandwiches and shit. Like just yesterday, I'm like, I want a turkey sandwich so bad. Because
I just feel like when you have a diet, it's the stuff that you actively are trying to avoid that you always end up craving.
right, and I'm craving fucking school after school lunches. And shit. I'm like, yo, like even like with the pasta, like with pasta, I use like vegetable pasta stuff, like there's no like but it works. But and one thing about keto too is like you're always hungry. They don't tell you that
Yes.
you're always hungry because your body is literally burning. It's just burning fuel. It's like you're eating a steak, but that's it. You're not eating a steak with because everybody's like you'd be shocked how much bread and starch and carbs you eat with shit. You eliminate that
Yeah.
stuff out of you, like oh my god, that's why I'm hungry. So like for example, like I've been eating all soups this week, and I'm just like, fuck. And they're all keto friendly soups I've been eating. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I cheated with the ramen, yo. I can't help it. It was ramen. I needed something in the system.
I
God,
love
judge
ramen.
me if you want to.
Judge me. I love ramen. The one thing that I really like to do is I like to get just like the cheap ramen noodles, like on the cheap, and then I don't really use the seasoning. I just use the noodles and
Yeah,
boil them and kind of do my own thing.
that's what it's supposed to
Because
be. Because that season they give you is like, yo, that's like 1,200 milligrams of salt.
I know that's why, and that's why I started doing my own
Yep.
seasonings, like salt, pepper, like add spinach, like that kind of thing.
Ramen is how you want it. Like when it comes to the top ramen or freaking the China, wherever the hell you
Yeah,
want to call it, like yo, that's your world. Do whatever you want with it. If you want to add hot dogs or cheese or whatever the hell, it's your
yeah,
ramen. Do whatever the hot sauce. That's you. Me, I'm the exact opposite. That's the base, and I go from there.
yeah.
I actually have my own like shrimp paste that I use too, which I know. Hey, it's called BlerdSoup, y'all. We can talk about soup if we want to. I don't give a care. It's BlerdSoup.
I love soup. And also, you should love soup too if you watch this podcast because soup is fantastic.
Yeah, it's all about whatever you put in it. Shoot, y'all. Soup is literally that's the basis of soup. Anything can be a soup. Especially in the olden days. Like what's the old days? Like the depression. Like they literally ate soup to survive.
Soup and stews, yeah. Soup and bread.
Cause what was it? It's called like poor man's stew.
I love poor man's stew.
Oh, especially with fall coming. Fall. My favorite time of the year is coming, y'all. I hate summer. I hate being hot. My
Yeah.
hoodies and my hats are coming back. Like I'm super excited because
A lot of my friends, their favorite season is fall, but mine is actually spring.
I
I'm
like
like on
I
the
like all three.
opposite
I like
spectrum.
everything but summer. I hate summer. I hate being hot.
I like when I kind of miss being I kind of miss there being like snow like on the regular like in Ohio because I feel like snow is like so sporadic and intermittent now
Yeah,
because of like climate change. So I miss there being a lot of snow in the winter.
I know, right? Like remember, it used to be like, yo, December came. And you had snow from December to literally March. Like it was just snow. You like it's
Yeah.
now it's like why am I getting the occasional snow in May? Like it's spring, but we got a snowstorm outside. Like
Snow, yeah.
or it'll go like
It's like
it's sad.
it's like once it gets like really cold, it's hard for it to like get hot again.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even hot, this summer in Ohio. Ohio is where I'm located. I'm gonna tell you where.
Ohio. OHIO.
OHIO. The last thing I wanted to talk about today
Please.
was I have been watching the smaller anthology series American Horror Stories, like with an IES at the end, not to be confused with the 10 season series that everybody loves, American Horror Story. which is coming to FX on August 25th. And it's called, and season 10 is called American Horror Story Double Feature. It will be a two-parter. But I'm bringing up American Horror Story not because I want to talk about black horror again, but because I want to talk about how the most recent episode from this week called Game Over was about a divorced single mom who is making a video game about the American Horror Story Murder House because her son really likes the show. And she goes and buys the murder house for $100,000 and ends up being a part of her own game. And I gotta tell you, to see a female single mom develop a video game, I thought that was very good, very solid representation. Like, I had never seen it before, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, she invested, like, you know, programmers who were, like, working in her garage, and she was having her son test it. Like, when the show, like, first starts, like, the son's, like, playing it and is, like, working on the glitches. And you can kind of see, like, the glitches happen. Like, is this a simulation kind of thing? And so, I just kind of thought that it was cool to see, like, a lady developing a video game. And it being, you know, American, like a horror game.
Right.
Horror games are really popular right now with Resident Evil. And,
oh my God, Resident Evil, Evil Within, freaking Silent Hill.
Yes. Dying Light.
Yes.
Dead by Daylight. Horror games are really popular right now.
Yeah.
Dead by Daylight. I've never played it either. But I hear it's a lot better to play with, like, people you know.
Yeah, it's one of those games like Back 4 Blood. Like, you want to make sure you got a squad with you.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're getting... Because I know they did the update with the Resident Evil pack for Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, so, speaking of those, Dead by Daylight, they're actually removing their Stranger Things content and adding Hellraiser to the Dead by Daylight villain lineup.
Yeah, see, Hellraiser always freaked me out.
I've never seen Hellraiser, but I have seen the Pinhead, and I know that he is very scary looking, and I don't know if I ever want to actually, like, see the movie. So.
Nope, and I'm the same way. I saw it once, I'm like, and I'm good. And that was back when I was, like, that and Puppet Master. Like, I'm not big on horror at all. Like, I like thrillers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like thrillers like Saw and shit like that, but I don't like horror itself. Like, I don't like.
Do you play horror games at all?
Outside Resident Evil. That's it.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you on that front.
I mean, but I got 8 just sitting here right behind me, just looking at me like, hey, whenever you're ready.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, Resident Evil 8. Yeah, the last, and then Nemesis, and then actually Resident Evil 3, which I love, because 3 is my favorite one because it felt more strategic, because you're just trying to outrun Nemesis, like you're constantly on edge, and it's a faster gameplay. Yeah, I like Resident Evils that have more faster gameplay. Like, I heard, like, 8 you can be pretty fast too, but
yeah.
And I feel so like Jill. I've always liked Jill more than I like Chris.
The only horror games that I've played is Until Dawn. So far, I actually have, like, Plague and Innocence Tale. I got it for free in Epic Games.
Yeah.
So I guess that's horror, and I could play that soon.
Yeah, and that's on Game Pass as well too.
Yeah.
You should stream that.
Yep.
You should definitely stream it.
I should. Maybe I'll do that for my next free for all stream. Yes.
So, are you excited for the season? That's actually dope, though. So, American Horror Story it's an episode about making a game.
Yes, it's called Game Over. You should definitely check it out. American Horror Stories is available on FX on Hulu. Every episode except for Game Over, and the first 2 are different. The first 2 episodes and the episode that I have been talking about in this podcast called Game Over are kind of connected in some way, and it's really cute and really good. And so you should definitely check it out if you haven't. If you like American Horror Story, I think you'll like American Horror Stories. So I recommend it.
That's what's up. That sounds dope. Speaking of which, I know they dropped the Stranger Things freaking trailer too. The teaser trailer, they dropped that
Yes.
last week.
I think this Stranger Things. So, have you ever noticed that Stranger Things always revolves around a holiday?
Yeah.
So, I think this holiday is going to be New Year's. There's
Right.
a lot of clock motifs going on in the trailers and in the sneak peeks. And they keep saying that it's coming January 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So who's to say that they're not going to drop it at midnight on New Year's Day or on New Year's Day?
Ooh, I mean, that would be.
You
Hey,
know?
that'd be one hell of a new. Hey, real talk. I'm just more excited. I'm more excited for the Ghostbusters movie than Stranger Things. I'll be real with you. The Ghostbusters movie looks fantastic. Like I'm more excited for that
Yeah.
than Stranger Things. Stranger Things, like the third season was kind of like, and I'm gonna watch it regardless. But like for me, Ozark has ruined storytelling for a lot of things because it's like it's the storytelling's that good. But the
Yeah.
Ghostbusters, like it just looks that good. It looks like yo, this is like the first Ghostbusters. Like even because I was watching the original Ghostbusters last week and I watched the trailer again. I'm like, that's from that. I'm like, that's from that. I'm like, yo, and it's the son doing the movie. His father directed the original ones, and it's the son doing this one. So it's like, yo, I gotta do it for dad. Like, so.
I actually haven't seen the movies in a really long time, so I'll probably have to rewatch them before the new one comes out for sure. At least I'll have to at least watch the first one.
Yeah. And I like kind of the reboot, the women's one. I liked it because I'm just a Ghostbuster head. Like, but yeah, like Do Re Egon. That's still fantastic to me. Like it's just simple shit.
I haven't seen the female Ghostbusters either, but I mean, I love when marginalized people take popularized stories like that and make them their own. So I had no problem when that Ghostbusters came out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna ask you a question real quick. Do you feel that when you see like the all women team up things going on, do you feel like that's forced?
No, I feel like sometimes as a woman, I was a young girl once before I was a woman,
Yeah.
I think I would have benefited from seeing more female companionship and less female competitiveness growing up. I think I would have benefited from seeing girls more as friends than enemies growing up. I think I would have benefited from that socially, especially in my adolescence. Because when I got to college and started like trying to cultivate like actual like platonic relationships with a lot of people, I had a lot of internalized misogyny I needed to work on. And so I think young girls today have the benefit of being able to see better female companionship in visual media than they did when, they were my age.
Yeah.
And so
I mean,
I don't think
what's been some of the content that you've seen growing up that kind of influenced that though?
Definitely Kim Possible, Angela Anaconda, Danny Phantom for sure.
Yeah.
The Proud Family, especially the Proud Family. The Proud Family just sort of solidifies like the girl group toxic friendship kind of cycle.
Yeah.
Where your friends like diss you and then, they say sorry and you guys are like friends again and you don't really like talk about it. That's kind of something that I more like. I did not benefit from something like that, like growing up,
See, for me, it was video games. It was I always loved the solo dolo the warrior. Like it started with Samus. Like Samus is literally by her fucking self running shit.
Yeah.
Then with Lara Croft by herself running shit.
Yeah.
Like that's always been like my play when it came to growing up playing female gamers is like, yo, I mean outside, I mean from a comic standpoint, you have Wonder Woman, all these other characters too that are like just complete badass. But I've always loved the solo dolo. I'm a dude in his face chick that's like no holds bar.
Yeah, But I also think, guys do things in groups like a lot, and, they're teams, and, they work on things
Yeah.
together, and they work through problems together, and they solve their own problems. And I think it's important for women to be seen in those kinds of environments too, where
Right.
like they don't have to compete against each other.
Yeah.
They can work with one another and towards like a similar goal. Like they can both have the same things and they can like achieve that, by working together. Like I think like female like teamwork and like female companionship is something that like like visual media needs more of,
Yeah.
and not less of.
But then,
And so
like you have games like Overwatch, strong female leads in that as well too. I mean, I love
yeah.
D.Va from there as well. But
Yeah.
then like you have characters like you have great character development like with Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy 8, like Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8, where you got Tifa, you got Aerith, you have. I mean,
Yep.
in 8 alone, Renoa was like the strong character in the game. So it's like you have. I mean, in 10, you finally got Lightning that had like not 10, but 10, or 12. You have all the. Oh no, what? 12, 13. Jesus Christ, I had 25 Fantasy in my head. But and I feel like RPGs have always showed that. Even with Xyno Saga, like they've always showcased that strong female character. But you're right though. There's never been that group of strong female character who's like, yo. I mean, outside Kill Bill.
Yeah. I think video games in some aspects have been a little bit more progressive than
Well, then film too,
television
because
or
remember Aliens?
movies. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
By yourself? Get away from her,
Yeah.
you bitch! Like,
Yeah.
wow,
So
we can do a
I think
podcast by itself on that, like women in media.
Yeah, we could. It really would. It would be definitely It would be quite. It would be. It would be.
Do I gotta
quite
get
a
some
lo- it
guests
would
for
be a
that? I'll
long-
get some of the people at the Black Girls Gamers in there for that. Like that'll be a guest podcast.
Yeah.
I'll just host.
Yes.
I'll sit to the center line. Like, hey, you guys run it. I'm just here. I'm just here for the handshake. That's it.
Just here to listen. Yeah.
Right, because I think that needs to be talked about because, and I'm just showing you from my gameplay standpoint. Like I mean, that's all. That's the women that I play. I mean, outside parents, internal shit like that. But like when it comes to strong female characters, that's what I've always looked at. Right, that's why that's why it kind of blows my mind with how Nintendo treats Samus. Because I'm like, dude, this is your strongest. This is not Peach. This is not somebody that needs rescuing. This is somebody that's get shits done. And you don't promote this woman. Like, they're doing somewhat little shit now for her upcoming, 20 years later game. But it's just like, Samus is like the primary. If you want, like, showcase, like, women doing their thing, Samus is the primary. I run shit by myself in my own spaceship, in my own armor, on a whole fucking planet by my fucking self.
Yeah.
And it's not like, oh, look at my sexy armor. Now it's like, no, I'm here to run shit. Like Lara Croft, we all know what
sexy armor.
Right, we all know what made Lara Croft famous. We get that, blah blah blah. But I'm saying like, not Samus.
Yeah, I agree. Man, women in video games, women in media. I tell ya, it's probably like one of the few things that I'm really good at talking about.
I mean, even when it comes to film, like, dude, like.
Yeah.
Why does nobody talk more about Gina Davis and freaking her movie that she did with Samuel Jackson? Like, that movie was fantastic. What's the name? Oh my god, something. Oh my god, but it was like the female version of Die Hard. It was fantastic. It was great. It was like she was a beast. I don't know why I can't think of the movie time right now, but yeah, you got some legendary cast that's running shit.
Yeah.
I mean, Pam Grier from Coffee. Like you got. I mean, I grew up on blaxploitation films and stuff, so like I like seeing these strong characters. Like it shouldn't, like because now you have the ditzy blah blah blah. But it's like no, these are women that ran shit. They got shotguns in their hands and shit. Like
Yeah, speaking of blaxploitation films, the only blaxploitation classic like film I've seen from the 70s is called Coffee.
Yep, that's my shit.
And I really did like I mean it was like cheesy, but I did really like it.
Yep, I love blaxploitation films, man. I love Pam Grier. I love all the cast references, like recipe Sid Haig. Like a lot of people know, like everybody thinks Sid Haig was all in the movies with freaking Rob Zombie. No, Sid Haig was in a shit ton of blaxploitation films before he even got started. Like he's one of those cats like Jim Carrey, where he started off with black folks first before anything else happened. So he's always like, no, they cut me to check first, dog. Like I like seeing shit like that.
Nice.
Like Jim Carrey will always be like, no, the Wayans people put me on, y'all. Like none of y'all motherfuckers is fucking with me.
Right.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, and that's the thing too. Like the Wayans family don't get enough credit. Like they ran shit.
One of the Wayans brothers actually has I think, a comedy special on HBO Max right now.
Yeah,
I saw it
Marlon
like
just
right
did it. I just
before.
got a notification about it too. And as a matter of fact,
Yeah.
Damon Wayans said he wants to do a versus with Dave Chappelle, which people don't understand because it's another generation that didn't see Damon Wayans stand up, which is off the hook.
Yeah.
Like Damon
I
Wayans is
think
up there
a
with Dave
comedy
Chappelle.
versus would be fun with those
Yes,
two.
because for
I've
those who
actually seen Marlon Wayans live doing stand up.
really, we're at.
When I was a student at Bowling Green, actually.
Yeah, BG used to get a lot of good shows over there. I watched several shows at
Yeah,
BG.
I saw Bo Burnham there. I saw
Yep.
Bob
Kid Cudi was
Dylan.
there too. I was there for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got whoever used to run that entertainment at BG used to kill it. They used to get some hits.
Yeah.
I saw Chance the Rapper before he blew up over there too. Like all the cats.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like Bo Burnham was still kind of like doing like the internet thing, like, you know, when he came to BG, and then yeah. I saw Gabriel Iglesias in Bowling Green too. Yeah, at BGSU.
Yeah, he was over there. Whoever was running that shit at the time in BG was killing it. He's like, yo, what's my budget?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get him. Yeah, oh my, don't remind me. Good time. BG was always crazy when I went.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't go there. I mostly went for the parties back in the day.
I went for an education. I wasn't so lucky to like live in the area and be like, oh, let's go to BG and like get into some trouble. You know what I mean? Like growing up,
Right.
like I didn't have like, you know, there was no like, you know, college. There was really no like party school like close by where the kids could like sneak off. That was only like a half hour away, and they could like go to like parties and
University
stuff. You know
of Toledo?
what I mean? No, but like where I like growing up where I am in the Cleveland area.
No, did you live? You lived in Bowling Green, though, right?
Yes, I lived in Bowling Green I lived off campus in Bowling Green for about like 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Man, long time. I can't believe I've been out of college 3 years. I can't believe I've been out of college for 3 years, and I get to host this podcast every week with Tim Fields for Black eSports Network, best known by the acronym BESN.TV. And in case you are listening to us for the very first time, this is the BESN.TV podcast BlerdSoup, serving you a bowl every single week on Apple Podcasts, Facebook, IGTV, and on our website. You can follow us on social media. Like I said, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram are all BESNTV. You can follow us on Twitch at BESNTV. One, because we are your number one Black eSports network for all things Black gaming. And we thank you so much for watching this episode of BlerdSoup. Give us a watch, a listen, and a like, and we'll see you all next week.
Next week. Later, taters.